Hello, everyone. Hope you all are doing great. Welcome to today's session of Meet the Global Leader. This program is organized by School of Entrepreneurship Development to support and assist students who are currently studying at the universities. They actually through this webinar we actually discuss about one professional's journey from their student life and what they are doing, how they are doing it, skills development, how to implement different skills in different roles in different times, and some advice because of based on their professional career, what students should do and how they do things to develop some skills. So today we have welcomed Ms. Sondra from Latvia, and she brings over a number of years of experience in IT management with a proven track record of driving digital transformation in the financial services industry. Throughout her career, she has held leadership positions like CIO, IT project manager for various organizations. She is skilled in different skill sets like IT strategy, budget management, project management. Her passion for leveraging technology to create business value is truly inspiring, and I'm confident her insights will be incredibly valuable to all of you today. So, without further ado, let's welcome our guest speaker for today. Sondra, welcome to our session. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It rained in the morning, so the weather is good. And thank you so much for your time. Because like our students are going to learn different things from you today. So, uh, if you share about your student life, how was your student life, and actually, if you share some of your activities that helped you develop some skills, that would be helpful.
So during my years when I was studying, I actually always said yes on all opportunities. That was probably the one of the things which I kind of included in my daily life. And actually, when I was studying, I didn't even was thinking about going fully in IT. I was more studying the business management or e-commerce, and the IT came just like a technology in the long sense. In reality, I have like one master which I finalized after already in bachelor's, and actually this year I finalized my second master. And I think the studies overall is really important because actually the biggest asset in your life is your brain. So you should always invest in it.
Great. And you mentioned IT, and with your background in IT strategy and management, what are the most sought after IT skills for recent graduates entering the workforce?
I would say that there are kind of three things which need to take in notice. First, it is ability to make sense and order of everything. That is basically project management skill. The second is being able to adapt. In reality, in IT world and in the world which we are currently living, the only thing which is constant is that everything is changes and it changes always. And the third is to follow up technology trends. You should always be eager to be in line and inform about what is happening over the world to make sure that you know the newest trends. Like currently, the most topic is like AI, of course, right?
Great, great. And there's so many misconceptions like among students. Sometimes there are so many maybe news that are portrayed negatively. That IT or technological advancement is going to take away jobs and so many stuffs. So, but what we have seen, like decade after decade, the development and actually the any advancement is actually helps us. So, how do you see it in terms of any technological advancement? How students should adapt and develop this new skill?
So one thing which I want probably to note is that IT doesn't take off jobs. IT actually, each of the new automation, it is creating a new job because somebody needs to support it. So in reality, what happens, it just changes, and you need somebody to test the automation and manage it as well. And the other concept is that if we are talking about automation, then usually you can automate about 80% of the regular kind of work, which is kind of clear one, but 20% will be these rare cases which will still like stay open. And but in the human kind of resources, in when they are working with specific cases, these 20 percentage takes of 80% of their time. So it is some perception that all of the jobs will be automated, but basically it will just change and adapt to the things. And regarding the question which you asked, maybe you can rephrase a little bit, because right now I just got a little bit messed in my mind.
Sure. Sorry, I'm having a technological issue, but so my question was, how students can adapt with new technological skills.
So I think that um, it's like, so if you want to be in IT or any kind of field, you need to build your network. Network is the key. And in order to adapt the technologies and understand what is basically the top of the things or where I want to focus on, you need to have experts in specific fields to follow up to them to see what is actually happening. So in reality, it means just build your network already from scratch. If you feel like you want to check some specific technology, for example, you decide you want to learn Python or data analysis, then don't be afraid. Write to somebody, find by the keyword somebody in LinkedIn who is top in this industry, write to him and maybe ask him, do you have 20, I don't know, minutes for a session where I can ask you the questions and we can discuss actually how does it work on. So it means that just be aware of the things which is happening around you and get the information, because actually the key is to collect the information from the correct resources. So if you have LinkedIn account or Instagram account or any kind of account, follow up not the people you want to follow up the experts, read kind of podcast, not read, but listen to podcasts or read some kind of information. So that is the only way. Actually learn from the people and from their experience.
Definitely, and they have to have the mindset to learn and explore how it function and the importance of developing that skill as well. So you've managed IT budgets across multiple companies. How can university students who are currently studying begin developing strong budgeting skills relevant to their future careers?
So start with your own budget. Like if you can answer the questions, how much you spent on each kind of item or daily or weekly or monthly basis, what are your part of the investments, what you think about. So when you will have a sense of how you manage your own budget, then it will make more reasonable in for the other companies or for the projects or for some kind of communities, because in reality there isn't a lot of differences between these kind of ways. The mindset will be built on your own. So that is what I usually advise when somebody asks me about a budget. I'm like asking, okay, do you know how much you spend for, I don't know, food? Do you know how much you spend on the monthly basis for, I don't know, cafeteria or restaurants or special events? Or do you know how much money you spend on the yearly basis for birthdays or additional events? So actually manage your own budget, and then you will kind of get the sense of it, how it happens.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because then we will realize the real impact and like what to do and what not to do. In most cases, after graduation, we find it difficult to adapt with the professional world sometimes because what we study at universities sometimes is not relevant with the professional world. This is the same. But how was it to you when you start your career? How was that gap in between your academia and real life professional sector?
So it was a big one. in reality, like academia, bachelor, masters, all of these programs, they learn you how you can think, you can make structures, how you can see things, and these kind of visions, but they don't so much like show you the practical world. Why? Because none of the companies are actually providing you practical world, because they will provide you it only when you will get inside the company. So actually, the biggest asset what you had is to use the internships, but to use them, actually use them, not like by just a checkpoint that I have it, but actually go inside the company for 6 till, I don't know, 9 months in parallel, maybe studies to understand what is happening there. And the second is to start to work as soon as possible, even for 2 to 4 hours in the specific industry. Maybe it will not paid well, maybe it will be even not paid at all, but you will have more sense of it and parallels you can connect in between. So that is the reality behind these closed doors. And it's okay, because academia's purpose is not to teach you how you to need to live in professional world, because each of the company and industry have different perspectives. Even in IT industry, if you talk about, there is in IT, you have chem informatics, which is completely different, and then you have finances, which is different kind of setup. But expect yourself, try to get this experience and evaluate the knowledge of the broader aspect that academia will give you.
Definitely. And like internships that you mentioned, part-time work, in any form, if we can, like adapt with our, um, during our student life, if we can associate ourselves with any kinds of business or organization, that we can learn different business functions, that is going to, like help to adapt with the new what skills to develop. This is very important, and this is a very great advice. So like university programs don't always cover everything needed for success. It is sometimes not possible. What essential skills can students develop on their own to get an edge in the IT job market?
Um, Unfortunately, the best is the practical side. So, if I would say that you can go in any courses, training, something like that, they will give you just theoretic material. So, for example, for IT market, I would advise everybody who wants to take part of it, just find some company and apply for IT support role, even for maybe 1 year, even for parallel to the studies, maybe outside of working, outside like on the evenings or the some kind of shifts, because that will the only one which will give you more sense of the actual things which happen behind these professional doors. So my advice is, when you are studying, focus on your studies, because studies are important. Don't take so courses so much, but find this job which maybe will not be your perfect job, and it's okay, because IT support roles are for 1 2 year period of time, but it will make more sense in your head about what actually happens inside the IT world.
Definitely. And you have mentioned mentoring as part of your leadership approach. How can university students find mentors in the IT industry, and not only for students, but also if you also shed some light on professionals as well, like how professionals who are in the beginning of the professional career, the importance of having mentors. If you share some points on that as well
Mm.
for
So
students and for professionals.
so mentorship is actually the way how you can, for the students, it's really important to have these kind of networking inside the university, because often your program managers or leaders or somebody for higher study courses, like if you are in bachelor, maybe in masters, they will have already the connections and maybe some kind of network where you can ask some specific questions that, for example, you decide you kind of want to understand the difference between system analyst and business analyst, then you can already ask, okay, you maybe know somebody who works in this field and I can connect with that one. So that is the way. So use what university or the study location where you are provides you, because if you sometimes you need just to ask, they will not always give you kind of page with all the materials on. Just go and ask. There is nothing wrong with asking. Regarding experts, so for the experts, there are usually specific communities which are based on the regions and based on minorities. Like, for example, one of the often topics right now is diversity management. So you have a lot of specific communities which focuses in women in IT. So there you have support on different kind of level, right? And then of course you have some kind of platforms like Grow, Mentor, and others. You can find in LinkedIn by specific words, but what you need to look for it. So what I am saying is that in reality there are lots of directions to go on. Even I myself, I have kind of I'm in the LinkedIn, I'm saying I try with help with a career. So if somebody approached me, I try to be supportive, but I don't actually so often try to push other ways. So what I'm saying is find people who you see is interesting. Maybe they are posting some interesting content in LinkedIn or Instagram, and write to them. It is not just look for yourself, because actually when people are really nice to each other. When you ask, they help each other. They will even sometimes, if for example somebody writes to me and I don't have option to answer it, I will probably say him, okay, this is the person you can contact, and this is something in that market of way. And remember your global region specification. So even if in Europe, even if it's in the USA, it can be different kind of platforms and different kind of vision where to look for these people.
Absolutely. There has to be like proactive approach for skills development for reaching out people, and you have mentioned several times LinkedIn. This platform is I must say mandatory for all like entrepreneurs, professionals, because they here there's like-minded people. They hear like from almost all the CEOs around the world, investors, entrepreneurs, professionals engage, share their insights. And it's amazing to like you said, if we reach out, maybe out of 10, minimum 8 or 7 or 8 professionals will give their feedback, because it's a like-minded people professionals page, a platform, so everyone will support each other whenever they can. That's where we have to mostly spend our time. Uh, as per based on our availability. So um, sometimes we talk about soft skills. So your experience includes leadership and team management. How important are soft skills like communication and collaboration in the IT field?
In reality, soft skills are becoming more important than technical in some cases. I know multiple cases where people with amazing hard and technical skills have been asked to leave company due to missing soft skills within the team. But what I would like to point out is that if you are not fit in one team or one company, you will probably be okay in another. So regarding these soft skills, be always self-critical. So make sure that you are not taking any boundaries over the respect or something like that. But remember, in the end, we are each an individual person, and due to that, we don't need to take it personally when we feel or the company feels that we are not fit for the company or for the specific team. It's okay that we kind of, because there is specific kind of rules or cultural things which happens in between, but that is the reality which happens, which is right now. So communication and being able to communicate and discuss things in respectful way is a really key. But it is in any industry, and it should be in any way how we work, even on the street. If we are kind of polite to each other, then it will be kind of for us normal to be polite in the work.
Definitely. And in the IT field, or sometimes we see some advice like that if you are specialized in one or two areas, then like it will and make us stand out of the crowd, something like that. According to in the field of IT, is it better to specialize in a specific area or develop a broader range of skills?
That depends of what is your goal. If you want to become a manager, broader range will be needed. You will need budgeting, you will need project management really in high level. You will need to overlook and understand that in infrastructure level you have networks, you have security, you have administrators and everything, the process, how does it works together, right? But if your goal is to be more on technical side, then there is this one saying, if somebody knows something from everything, he does not know anything in details. So for technical expertise, it is important that it is aimed and dig into details. For example, if you decide you want to be an O365 administrator, the most highest one, and be specified it, so you should spend most of your time for that to be in the goal. So that is kind of my advice. Try to understand what is your goal in long term, but not in long term in 20 years. I'm talking about 3 5 years, because IT
Yeah.
industry changes a lot. And it's okay if for 5 years you are focusing to be C# developer, but after 5 years you decide, now I know want something else. Okay, go for it.
Great. As you mentioned just now, technology is constantly evolving. So how can recent graduates or students who are studying at universities stay up to date and develop their IT expertise throughout their careers?
That is probably the advice I would say already third time in this
Yeah.
conversation. Build your network. It means make sure you are noticeable, ask questions, attend events, read, follow up on social media, because actually in reality it will all depend how you will set it up yourself. Maybe you can find some mentor, somebody who is this C-level manager or somebody who have achieved a lot, and then he will say some key people to follow up. One of the things which I always say is try to get inside the hacker community, white hackers, black hackers, any kind of hackers, because they know a lot of things before they actually happen. So listen around, but your network will be your biggest resource when to understanding the trends and to getting the knowledge of what is happening around you.
Definitely. So, like you have managed large project portfolios. So, what are some key strategies for success in project management for IT professionals?
I would say there are three things. The first is you always need to provide clear structure for all the people involved. So everybody understands the rules, the messages, the information, how it is collected, where it's kind of makes sense, when we will have meetings, when we have updates, and everybody knows what is expected from them. Second is meetings documented always with action lists and goals, reduce waste and talking around. And the third is information should be stored and structured so you know where to find if you need everything. So that is for me as advice for large project portfolios.
Great. And in our student life and professional career, in the beginning, or also our career and student life, there are challenges. The challenges of unexpected challenges. Like we in the beginning, we were talking about this kind of like AI and new advancement in the tech industries. So how we can prepare for unexpected challenges and changes in the workplace. Like like people sometimes, especially while they're in professional sector, their propensity to develop new skills continuous in a continuous process, skill development, because it is also evolving time to time. Like develop new skills. So according to you, how students and professionals can adapt with or take overcome these unexpected challenges that is coming.
So that I think comes only by experience, because in reality, if we are talking about academia and universities, universities provide you a safe environment. So, you have deadlines, you have exams, you have your master, bachelor thesis, you have everything clear already at the beginning when you start to study. You have a program prepared for you. But when you go to the professional world or kind of adult world or something like that, in reality, you don't have this paper on it. So it means either you need to create it for yourself, so create a structure in your head to manage to understand that, for example, I don't know, 20% of my time will go on that, 20% I will spend on that in the sense, or the other, you just live by how does it happens and live in the way that everything changes. So that only comes by the expertise. There are some people who it really comes naturally, that they are easy to change the way, that they are easy to adapt the situations. But for some, it's really hard. And then you can only train it. And by training, you can only by doing it. It means that probably when you will get your first position, for example, during the university or after the university, you will get your first IT or any kind of field position, then you will start to get more sense of it. If we are talking the experts, then they usually already have some strategies inside their mind how they are viewing these things. But in the IT industry, we usually say so. Most of the people know Jira, so we know that what the tasks definitions are. So you know that you should define the tasks because otherwise you will not keep everything in mind. Some, if you don't have Jira, often uses Outlook possibilities, right? The emails and the task management there. So this is one of the things which will come naturally in IT. I know that some interviewers or some people who are posting Instagram, they as well are saying that they are creating even in iPhones the notes, like the list of the tasks to do. So this is a way how you will structure things to understand what is happening. But it will come naturally when you will gain this first experience, and it probably happens 2-3 months, and you already okay. I understand that I need a list of the things which I need to be done, because in reality, then you will be able to follow. And that is what is changing. For example, on Monday, you plan all of your week, but on Tuesday, already you have new tasks, but you cannot
Yeah,
forget about the old tasks. So just keep track of it.
right. And like for students, according to you, before graduation, what skills they should develop? Like not for IT career, but in general for professional career. Like, what are the basic skills they must develop before graduation, according to you?
Um, what I would advise is kind of, I wouldn't say it a project management skill, but kind of structure skill. I think that is the biggest value overall, so that you can make sense or order from everything. So if somebody gives you a task, you can understand, or somebody asks you a question, you understand, okay, this is the question, I need some facts, I need to understand what is happening there, I need some summary and everything of that. That is one. And the second is to explain things in easy way. And I think the best for that one is when you are defending your master thesis or the bachelor thesis, or anywhere when you are defending any kind of work you are doing, because that is the skill which is often lacking. Because, for example, there can people like person, somebody in IT teams come together with somebody in finance, and they need to solve an issue, but finance is speaking in their own language and IT speaking in their own language. And then the issue can build up because they don't understand each other. So the skill which you should try to develop is how to explain anything to anyone that they understand the basic concept or problem of it. So these are the two ones which I would kind of advise, which will be useful in any profession or any industry or any level you will go on. And it will help you on daily communication as well.
Great. And as we're also at the end of our session, but the thing is, this is one important topic that we always, sometimes now, most of the times we forget is a healthy work-life balance, so healthy life, leading a healthy life. So, according to you, for professionals, and students, how they can maintain like healthy, uh, lead a healthy life, and the importance of leading a healthy life according to you.
So first, so what I would advise is that our biology and brain allows us in the early ages when we are up until 25, something like that, it allows us to gain lots of information and quite easy. So what I would advise at the beginning, when you are young, you know, that period of time when you can party and study in parallel and everything kind of makes sense, then try to do it as well with learning things. Try to, I don't know, collect as much overtime as possible, learn things, and just live the life and gain this information, because then you can get fruits of it after later. So in IT, in reality, there's a lot of information, and as sooner as possible you will gain the overlook of it, it will be easier in the future. And then when you kind of are getting in the older stages, you can already start to manage it, and you can, I don't know, work better on your balancing between the life and between the work. What is one of the things which I advise always is that even if you go to the studies and if you go to your start to work, remember about your hobbies. And if you are leaving your hobbies behind, it means you are already bad at balancing your work and free time like proportion. So keep your hobbies, because that is kind of time on, and keep kind of strict purpose of relaxing. It means that if you decide you are not working or not studying on Sunday afternoon, then if somebody writes you an email or writes you a message in WhatsApp, don't read it. Just try to limit it yourself. Because in reality, what happens, this information and the concept which is happening around the world, it can take us inside. So the limits of blocking something, it's on your side. And one of the key things, always remember, work is work. Work will come and go. People will come and go, but your health, your well-being is the most biggest asset. And you are the one who can make the boundaries when you say you're kind of, okay, this is my time off. Yeah.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Ms. Sondra, for this your own wonderful insights and the things that you have shared in brief. Our students who are watching and going to watch it later, they're going to really like this conversation, and especially because from non-IT people who studies non-IT subjects are doing majors on that. They, like there is nothing to fear of. I mean, to learn IT basics, because like it's good to learn that actually help us being efficient and do something sometimes effortlessly. So thank you so much for your insights and your lessons. And on behalf of School of Entrepreneurship Development, I would like to share our sincere gratitude. Thank you for your time, and we will, like encourage the audience. Uh, if you have any question, you can reach out to our speaker through LinkedIn. If you have any additional questions, you can reach out to her and share your thoughts with her. And with that note, I would like to say thank you again and have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.